Welcome back, Grillman's Garage. We're outside. It's a beautiful day, and it's really, really hot and humid, about 34 degrees. It's about 5:30 in the evening, afternoon, pre-evening, if you will, if you're a Big Bang fan. And we have here something that they sent me this product for review. We're talking about the Hollystone RC243A, the all-in-one screen controller. Just came out, available on Amazon in Canada. No problem. Everything today, if I'm going to talk pricing, it's going to be Canadian dollars. Remember, Canadian dollars is 40% less. That's right, 40% less than US dollars. Yeah, our money's not worth that much. But anyway, it's what it is. Today we have this controller. It's very reminiscent of the RC2 controllers. It's got USB-C charging. It's got micro SD card slot. It's got power. It's got speed. It's got return to home. It's got the two buttons on top for photos and for movies. And we have the tilt and the zoom. They're kind of reversed for most other ones. It comes in a beautiful, beautiful little case here. And it's just a zipper case, but it's a beautiful, beautiful case. Comes like that. Put it in. The sticks are in the back. It's got a C1, C2 button on the back. It's a beautiful design. Feels really, really good. The advantage to this one is it operates more than one drone. And I have two of them here. We have the HS600D, which is their big, heavy 3-axis gimbal model. They also have the HS900 for the 3-axis under 250, but it doesn't operate that. It also operates this one, the 360E, which is their rigid mount, so to speak, EIS mini drone. Okay, and we're going to try and fly them both. Okay, first we're going to use the HS600D, see how it looks. Let's get it on the pad. Here we go. We have the 600D on the pad. I don't know if you can see it there, but I think you can see it. Yep, it's down there somewhere. Over there on the pad. The pizza box, pardon me. Let's get this going here. Press and hold. Starts them up. There we go. And we're going to see what happens here. Okay, we're just going to hold this here so we can all see it. I'm assuming it's going to ask me for a compass calibration because it's a Hollystone working on some older firmware, I'm assuming. And it's going to ask me for a compass calibration. If you're changing crafts, another good thing is you don't have to do anything. It automatically picks up whatever drone you're flying. It works on the same protocol, just like the FEMIs. You can just pick one, and the FEMI 3, the 3SE, the 2, whatever, it'll pick it right up. So we're just waiting for it to connect here. Around here our satellites maybe take a little while, but we shall see what happens with that. Here we are, and we just wait. Basically, you just wait and see what happens. If we swipe down on here, let's put this all the way up there. Okay, we can do a screen recording, we can do all that kind of stuff, but we don't have to. So we're just gonna, you can do a screen recording, but there is no audio with it. And it's found it. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It says GPS mode right away. We have 9 satellites and 100%. See that compass calibration? Let's get to that then. Every time you start the 600D, you've got to do a compass calibration. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I'm going to stop the video. There we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and up, and 1, 2, 3, and down. There we go. Okay, we're ready to go. Ready to rock and roll. And I'm just wearing the DJI Osmo Nano camera on my chest here. And we're there. Okay. So if I just go down and out. Okay, let's go down and in and up. And it flies. And I can go left and right. I can fly it down the path. Come down to it. Fly. And it flies pretty straight. That's not too bad. It flies pretty straight. Okay, and we come back, and we come back. Nice and slow. And it comes back very straight. Very good. The 600D handles really good, and it hovers really well. This controller handles that very well, right and left. And we come back here, a little closer view if we can. Turn around. We're in normal mode. There's 3 speeds to this. Okay, down we come. And can we come any closer without hitting us? There we go. There it is. Yeah, it's pretty rock solid, and it does a good job. So that's pretty good. And this screen here is really bright. I think I might have it too bright. Okay. And when we go forward, we can up and down on the camera. We can move the camera up and down, nice and slow, and we can zoom in. Look at that. Okay, we can zoom in and zoom out. I don't have an SD card in, and I don't want to bother with saving cache files. But for controlling things, if I push the C2 button on the back, C1, it brings the camera up, and it brings the camera down and up. There we go. So let's land it. It's a beautiful, it feels really good. It really does. Here we have 3 speeds. Sport mode. Smooth mode is really slow, turning around. Normal mode. It really feels good. It really does. Okay. There we go. One problem is I can't get the map to work, no matter what I do. Even if I'm connected to a hotspot, I can't get the map to work. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Confirm? There we go. So that's a little glitch with this, but I don't use it that much anyway. So, but for the performing of flying the drone, it does a really good job. Okay, so let's land it. And my famous pizza box landing. Here we go. Oh. Underneath and down. There we go. And as you can see here, I forgot to put the antennas down. Oops. Oh well. We weren't going too far anyway. So that's the pizza box landing. And as I can show you here, okay, these are the antennas here. Come down like this. Okay. So I can do that. And that's like that. Let's turn this off now. There we go. And we will turn this off. Next, we are going to go with this little guy. Okay, let's just put you over here for now. That's over there, maybe over here. Okay. Now then, this, I like this design. It's a cheapie. It's like, I don't know what it is, Canadian $200 or something. I'll put the list at the end there. And we have 1 battery. We do have a micro SD slot in here. It's a fixed camera, okay, on a rubber mount. It doesn't have gimbals or anything. So what we do is we're going to put it on the mat down here and turn it on. But first we're going to start the controller. Start the controller. Let that warm up a bit. And we'll be down here. Push and hold. Here we go. That infamous chime I've heard from many, many years ago, over a decade ago, I guess, with the Xenos. And we're here waiting for it to load. There we are. Again, it feels very nice in the hand. It's almost identical to the same size as the RC2 of DJI and of the new one from Ruko. They came out with an RC3, which is pretty good. So in the interim of waiting here, I wonder how long it's going to take to get satellites. But it should connect right away. We have a red flashing light on the back of the drone out there. And ready to fly. It says ready to fly. Oh, here we go. Didn't touch anything. I'm not touching anything. Okay, we're just going to switch this over because I like red instead of white. There we go. If we go into here, camera, you can pick your resolution for the cache saved photos, but not the video cache. The video cache is 720p, but you'll see what I mean. And you can actually format the SD card if you put one in on here. You can't do that on some of the other ones. Get out of it. There we go. We're ready to go because we have the 8 or 9 satellites, whatever it is. Here we go. And we didn't have to do a compass calibration. Let's see what happens. Down and in. Ooh, look at that. There it is. I haven't flown this in so long, and I haven't done compass calibration in so long, but we can come down. Okay, the color looks fantastic. And let's just go straight forward, see what happens. Nice and slow. There it is. Oh, a little bit off. Maybe I should do a compass calibration. There it is. It flies pretty good. Okay, let's just keep on flying, turn around. There it is. Yeah, it flies okay. It's a neat little toy to be flown with this controller. It's a neat little toy. They're probably one of their cheapest drones you can buy. And it's got a solid mount camera. And if there's no wind, it ain't bad. Look at that, eh? It ain't bad. And we'll just do a quick turn around here. There we go. Yeah, it's doing pretty good. I'm amazed really because I haven't had this out flying for so long. And I really kind of crucified it because it's not a very stable camera. But if you have no wind, it's not bad. And this controller makes it so easy to handle. It really does. And even if we go around, it's a sub 250 drone. But let's go up a bit. There we go. There we go. And you notice that camera there? But look at the blue sky. That's amazing. It's really good. There it is. It settles down and come on down. And we're going to go over this way. And come on down. And down. And come forward. We've done really well with this. Really well. There we go. Come on forward. Let's see if we can come a little closer here. Keep on coming down just a little touch. Up we go. It's nice to use this kind of a controller because you don't have to worry about cables or anything. So there's a huge convenience factor. There we go, down we go. Boom. There we go. It's not bad. Let's try, there we go. How many speeds do we have? 3?
Sport mode. Smooth mode. Normal mode.
3 speeds. Let's get the pizza box landing. So it was all about this controller. And this controller, look at it. Not bad at all. Let's get this pizza box going here. Here we go, underneath, and there we go. Pizza box landing. One of my favorites. It's the only way to go. Okay, turn it off. There we go. So there we go. Let's have a little wrap up, shall we? And we're back. Well, let's have a wrap up. We have the HS360E here, and we have the HS600D. They both work off the same controller here, the RC from Hollystone, the RC243A. Very nice package, very nice. You know, it doesn't do a lot of things. You can't do a lot of things with it. It does one thing. It operates the drone. That's about it. There's some tricky things happening when you put an SD card in, trying to find if you're doing a screen recording or if you want to find your cache files. But that's just file management. You get around that. What you're looking at is, does it operate? Does it control the drones? Is it satisfactory? Is it comfortable? Does it cut the cord? Yes, in spades. Really good. It is. The big thing, is it worth the money? I'm going to put some drawings up here. This is Canadian pricing, Canadian Amazon. And pretty well Hollystone is an Amazon. You know, they use Amazon for their main distributor. So in Canada, they're actually a lot cheaper than if you're in the US. There you go. Okay, so these two drones here are really cheap, like $200 or just over. This is, I'll put the prices up anyway. And the controller here is just over 200 Canadian, or 299 or something. 200, 299 Canadian. Yeah, so it's about 200, 210 US. But anyway, the problem is, do you want to spend an additional $200 to cut the cord? Because you can buy this separately, but I haven't seen it in a kit yet. So there you go. If it's $200 separately, it's probably going to be about another $85, $90 US. I don't know, 80, 90 bucks Canadian. Round it out, let's say 100 bucks. It's going to be probably 100 bucks in a bundle more than the regular controller. Canadian. So that's what, 60 bucks US? Something like that. Anyway. The RC243A, yeah, it's not a bad little functioning little unit. Yeah, and you can program the C1 and C2 buttons however you want. And the battery lasts a long time. It charges up really good. You can use a fast charger on it. Not a problem at all. And it flies whatever drones you plug into it. You don't have to worry about different firmware downloading and how to operate it, etc., etc., etc. So there you go. Depends what you want. But as a first attempt for a screen controller, very nice. It's a very nice controller. Okay. So till next time, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the bell, and have fun with your cords or not. Bye now.